This is Austin Aries, and you're watching The Roman Show.
This is The Roman Show.
All right, Austin. Well, thanks so very much for taking some time and speaking to us. During the TNA fan interaction, you invited the fans to go out and have some lunch with you, some vegetarian food. How did you get started with being vegetarian?
Yeah, well, I became a vegetarian in 2000. Just started learning about the corporate food system and really also just for me it wasn't appetizing eating other living creatures, and so I kind of have peace of mind when I sit down to a meal and know that nothing had to die to feed me. 2 years ago I went completely plant-based. I cut out all the dairy and the eggs after just again just more information, documentaries, finding out that a lot of animal proteins, especially the dairy and the meat, has really been linked to a lot of things like cancer and a lot of these other ailments that tend to affect a large population here in the United States. So for me it's a health thing, it's an ethical thing, and it works for me. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but I thought it'd be cool to invite some of the fans down to maybe try some vegan food and maybe try something that they wouldn't normally go out of their way to try, and try to entice them to come down and hang out with me in an informal setting and try something new and maybe break some of the stereotypes or the myths of like what vegan food is, or that it's lettuce and cardboard. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout, and people can try something new, and who knows, they might like it.
When you made the change, what changes did you see in your body when you worked out and so forth?
Well, it was a gradual change. I look back at my initial going into vegetarianism. I wasn't necessarily eating healthy because I was still learning about what healthy food choices were. I was eating frozen dinners. I was still eating processed foods. So since then I've learned a lot about the preservatives, the fake colors, fake sugars like Splenda. Last night I was actually just in Ocala for a red carpet movie event for GMO OMG, a documentary on GMOs, which I don't think a lot of people know about, but we've been consuming them since 1996, and it's about 85% of all of our food, and but they won't disclose it, and we don't, and the study's still out about what that does to us. And so basically you have these large corporations like Monsanto who are patenting seed, and they basically want to own food. And my big thing is no matter what lifestyle choice you choose when it comes to eating, we should all as consumers have the right to knowledge so that we can make informed decisions, and we shouldn't be misinformed or misled. So really that's what's kind of important to me. Change to my body. I feel good. I look young. I'm 35, but a lot of people think I'm 5, 6, 7 years younger. As far as keeping on my size and my muscle, it really hasn't been too much of an issue. So there's protein in all sorts of food, not just hunks of steak or milk. And there's calcium in lots of food, not just milk. So a lot of the messages that are sold to us, they're being sold to us by the very people who are profiting from these these products, the USDA, the FDA. No wonder they're telling us to eat meat and drink milk, because that's where they make all their money. So I just encourage everybody to inform yourself so you can make the right decisions for you, and take some of the power back away from the corporations and make them have a little more social responsibility.
Just like you, there's been other athletes that have turned into vegetarianism. Bryan is another one. Do you happen to share sometimes? You guys have some lunch together, some vegan food?
Not too much. To my knowledge, what Daniel Bryan, his switch was really health related. Some things that he was encouraged to do by his doctors. And I don't believe that he still follows that diet. I think he tried it for a while and he just found it maybe a little too difficult. I'm not sure he had the same passion and conviction, and maybe it came from the same place. So, but I've been reaching out in this community, and there's a lot of plant-based athletes. There's a world champion arm wrestler. There's Olympic gold medalists. There's John Sally, who's been a long time a vegan, basketball player for many years. So I think people are becoming more aware that it's an option, and that maybe it's a healthier option in a lot of ways.
Lastly, tomorrow night you got a great matchup, with Team Dixie versus Team MVP for control of TNA. What can we expect tomorrow night? And teaming up with you and Bobby Roode, you guys had a great feud together, but you're teaming up in this one.
Yeah, a lot of people question my decision, and I like to say it's Team Dixie versus Team MVP, and Team Aries is in there also. But I went with the devil that I knew, and that's Bobby Roode. I've been in S'mores with him. I've been S'mores as his partner, and I know what I can expect out of him. He's a world-class professional wrestler like myself, and I just felt that right now, that was maybe the best bet that I could put on Austin Aries. And, you know, in this business, you always have to look out for your best interest because nobody else is doing it for you. So I think tomorrow night it's going to be, you know, 8 men in a cage, and anything can happen. It's going to be wild.
This is The Roman Show.